Welcome back to the Pool Pin Podcast. Today we're going to talk about making friends. Make friends. Just go make friends, guys. It's your mom telling you to go play kickball. Go, Charlie, go make some friends, okay? But before you make friends, cue that intro.
You got a video? There's a skeeter on my Peter. Get him off. Get him off.
You don't know the words at all.
No, get him off. Get him off. No, get him off.
It's disgusting. I don't endorse
My
it.
buddy Neil, that face
How do you make friends? Let me tell you. This is actually a really big one, especially as you get older. Like, really, this is actually a really big thing it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Let's light our ceremonial fire. Almost got me there. Okay, all right. Friendship. That's a little close. How do you make friends? One thing I know for me, especially as someone who has not had to, but someone who's lived in different states, different cities. I've had to find friends, new community, more than once, obviously. And it's difficult. It's tough, especially if you feel like you have a really good community in one place, right? It's hard to just like go somewhere else and find, new people that are your people, right? But I want to say this. One of the most important things above everything else in making friends is initiating. Friendship takes initiation, like a lot of initiation. And that's not easy. I'm not saying it is. But it takes so much initiation because usually people don't initiate. Like, the majority of the time, people just don't take that step to say, hey, we should hang out. Hey, we should do something. I don't fault anyone for that. It's just like the reality that our lives kind of get in the way, and people get busy and forget and this and that. But if you really want to make good friends, you have to initiate, in my opinion. And what's hard is that a lot of people feel stupid. It's like you feel like little kids don't care. They just go up to somebody like, hey, you want to be my friend? But you kind of have to be like that as an adult, too. Like, literally, like, guys, I need friends. I know, like, with the small group I was a part of before, it's literally like, guys, I'm lonely. I'm lonely. I wanna meet. Like, I need friends. I need community. Just being honest, it's really important. And I know for me, like, that's being more extroverted. And whenever I say, like, I'm more extroverted, I'm crazy, I'm outgoing, that's actually not what I'm saying at all. I'm literally just saying I'm a little more extreme in the sense that I really need people. I don't like being by myself. And because that's, like, such a strong thing for me, I think it, like, compels me to act even more on, like, trying to find people, So I think it's a little easier sometimes for me when it comes to, like, trying to find friends at the very least. But I still experience it too, kind of that trepidation sometimes of like, should I reach out? We all feel kind of stupid, We feel like, oh, they're gonna say no, or they're not gonna want to, or we have this sense in us that we feel like a little kid, But what's wrong with that? It's okay. Like, if like you literally feel like a little kid trying to make friends, like, who cares? Go for it. That's okay. Get out there, man. Again, most people do not initiate. They don't. Most people aren't thinking about you and your, like, social status. If you're lonely or, like, other than your mom, people aren't thinking about you that much, right? You got to get yourself out there. And the way to do that is to be the one, I think, to say, hey, like, we should hang out sometime. And that's a big step, and it's a tough one. And I know, again, like, for me, as you get older, like, especially if you're single, mid-20s, late 20s, especially 30s, being single, it can feel more difficult trying to make friends and hang out with people. Because you feel like, I don't fit into, like, especially, like, as a Christian, like, they'll have, like, the young adults. And by young adults, they mean, like, they just got out of college, And I'm like, it's just, we're a different phase of life now. I'm 35, I have no problem talking with them, relating, and feeling like, connected to people that are younger, like that at all. You're just different phases of your life, So you can feel like you're like the outsider, So, and I'll tell you, man, trying to make friends, you can let the pity monster get in. I've talked about that before. You can let the pity monster get in, nobody likes me. Nobody wants to hang out with me. It's like, whoa. Don't let pity monster come in. Don't let victim monster come in, because the problem with being a victim in this scenario is people aren't going to be like, hey, come be friends with us because you're really mopey and annoying. It's like they don't want to be friends with that. Like people don't want to, like, in a group setting or a group outing, maybe someone will be like, hey, let's invite so-and-so. But like the real like solid friendship, people are going to be like, hey, come be my best friend. It's not how you find it. Don't try and find friendship through pity. Finding anything through pity is usually not a good idea. Just don't do it, man. Don't let it. I forgot to say, the sponsor of today's episode is actually Swiffer. It's Swiffer because I like to clean my house. Ouch. Here's the Swiffer that I got. Now, you'll notice with the Swiffer, some of it, part of it's dirty. That's because I've been using it. My house isn't that big. It's a little, what is it? A little over half the size of the other place that I'm selling. Which means I actually can clean it. And yeah, I dust. Look at this little Swiffer too. Look, it does that. Oh my gosh, I can get every kind of nook and cranny. If I want to get my ceiling fan, and not only that, but we've got these replaceables here. Swiffer heavy duty dusters. So I want to say thank you to Swiffer. For those of you that don't have, that are not watching, I have an extendable Swiffer that is like pretty much like a mile. What is that? Like what is that? A mile? It's like a mile long. Light on fire. I have a mile long Swiffer that bends at the top, and I've got replaceable fuzzballs. What are they called? So okay, that's the sponsor for today's episode. I do have to do an ad read. I'm sorry. I don't mean to chew up all of our time doing these things, man, but I gotta do what gotta honor these. Okay, I think this is it. I don't think they left a lot of copy. So I'm gonna just read what this is not me, okay? This is what they sent. Let's see. Swiffer heavy duty dusters. Fluffy fibers, grab dust, and pet dander. Full 360 oh man, now they're gonna drop me. Full 360-degree coverage for a whole house clean. And this is a 2-sided duster that can dust in every room. Swiffer. I want to say thank you to Swiffer for keeping my house clean. I'm a believer in this one. Swift it out, baby. Back to the show. Put this here. Back to the show. Don't let Mopey Monster win. And I'll say this as well. If you get rejected, if people don't want to hang out with you, if this, if that, like, don't allow that to become an excuse for why you don't reach out to people. It happens. I've been rejected. I know people don't like me. I get it. Whatever. Don't let that either fear of rejection or rejection itself, like, distract you from or just completely, like, keep you from altogether reaching out. It's going to happen. Not everybody's going to be your best friend. That's just a part of it, man. But you do have to put yourself out there. Even through the rejection. Because the funny thing is that the majority of the time, people actually do want to hang out. Like, I have found that the majority of the time, when I'm like, hey, you want to hang out? People are like, yeah. Like, people are looking to belong. People are looking for community. And if you make yourself, hopefully, a pleasant person, an enjoyable person, someone of like the value that's not the mopey monster. I got to get like a little stuffed animal or something for the mopey monster. If you're not a little mopey monster and you actually are like an enjoyable person and like, healthy, people want to hang out with you because we all want to belong. And I don't care how old you are. It could be like elementary school, middle school, high school, college, career, older, yeah, whatever, man. We all want to belong. And I found that more often than not, when you just take the plunge and say, hey, like, let's hang out sometime. Let's this and that. It's like people are like, sure. And maybe it only turns into hanging out one time, right? But at least get to know them better. Sometimes it turns into like, a friend, and sometimes it turns into really good friends. But like, get over the trepidation, the fear of like first reaching out, because like I said, the majority of the time, people wish someone would say, hey, come hang out with us. Like, it feels like we're all waiting for that. We're all waiting for someone to say like, hey, come belong. Nobody does do that usually, right? But we're all waiting for it. Just found the majority of the time, if someone's like, hey, do you guys want to hang out? People are like, hell yeah, let's go. Yo, guys, you want to grab drinks? Definitely. Like, usually it's a good experience. I'm not saying all the time, yada, yada. I get it. I've been through it myself. I don't care. Majority of the time, people are like down, man. If they're your people, they're down. But make yourself a good person to be around. I want to say this as well, and this is very important. When you initiate with someone, when you're becoming friends with someone, how you treat them and the intentionality that you have and you reaching out, you are setting the precedent for what the relationship is. People don't just naturally like want to help other people, and people don't naturally reciprocate. Most of us are thinking about ourselves, and understandably so. Of course, we all are. But when you lead with intentionality and kindness and wanting to include people, you set this precedent of belonging for both of you. And if you're an enjoyable person to be around, if you listen, if you care, if you're kind, if you just have fun, you then begin to foster a sense of reciprocity. Like, that person then enjoys being around you. So guess what? They'll most likely start to reach out themselves. That doesn't happen all the time, I get it. But at the very least, they're much more willing to say yes the next time. And they're excited about being with you. But it's because you're being intentional, you're setting the precedent, you're being a good person to them. And with any person worth being in a relationship with, I just mean friendship or relationship, that person will begin to reciprocate that same kind of behavior toward you. I think one of my best friends, Kyle Manning, my man in PA, baby. I said this in another video, but I don't care. My man in PA, go Birds, go Eagles. Do you guys know I'm an Eagles fan? Oh, am I an Eagles fan? Oh, I'm an Eagles fan. 40 minutes from Philly, where I grew up, it's all Birds country, baby. Birds. I used to get so pissed off. I said I'm from Jersey. Like, what are you, a Giants fan? Like, shut up. Shut the hell up. New York City is 2 hours away from me. Nobody from where I'm from is even... I'm actually closer to Baltimore than New York City. Philly is like 35 minutes. That's our nearest city, and that is our team, baby. Bleed green. Okay, anyway, Kyle, my best friend, man. He met me in a season when I was much different. I was more shy, introverted, I guess, but more shy and just didn't really connect with people, whatever. And he was very intentional about seeking out friendship with me. This was in college. This was forever ago, man. I was either 19 or 20 when I first met Kyle. But Kyle like reached out, man, and when he did, it's like I was like, wow, like I really needed it at the time, man. I needed not just friends, but I needed like a really good friend, you know. And he reached out. And he was like, hey. I remember he would knock on my door and be like, yo, what are you doing? Let's play. We play like Call of Duty sometimes. Like, you know, we would just like sit there. We would just shoot the shit. We would just talk. We would pray together. And his intentionality, like at that time, I remember now, like, why do I keep thinking people walk in every time I turn? I'm a little scaredy cat. I remember his intentionality, like at that season of my life, like I wasn't like how I am today. It was like I really needed someone to initiate my world. But even if like I was more like nervous about like, you know, oh man, I don't know if you want to hang out with me, I was always open to it. I was like, yes, okay, yes, all right, great, yes, you know. And it was like it was a welcome interruption from everything else going on in my life. And eventually, you know, as I came into my shell more, and there's all sorts in that, but as I got out of myself more, and it's like it became like reciprocal. Like it's like, and that's what I love about Kyle, man, is it's like 50-50, man. It's like he's the kind of guy, man, where if he showed up at my front door with a body and said, bro, I need you to help me bury this thing, I'm like, I grabbed the shovel. I just grabbed like, all right, let's do it. I got a backyard. Let's bury this bitch. Let's bury this bitch. Let's get this thing 6 feet under. I'm serious, man. I love that guy, man. But it's like the reciprocity, like the initiation and the care and like the desire to like be friends. Eventually, it's like it reciprocates, and then, you know, I reach out and he reaches out, and then it becomes a mutual friendship. And this guy's my best friend now. I mean, I don't know what I'll do without him, you know. And I think about at this season of my life now. Obviously, I'm a lot different as a person, but I've just found that in general, we're all lonely. We're all struggling to belong. We all want someone to help us feel like we belong, you know. But it's very difficult to come by someone that's just going to be that. And so I would encourage people to get over themselves and to be that themselves. Be that person. Be the one that initiates. Be the one, because we live in a world where most people just don't, man. And it's not even that they don't care. They just got a lot going on. Whether it's like in a relationship or family, you know, or their job or work or this or that. Who knows what's going on? So I want to encourage people to initiate. And when you do, you probably find more often than not, or at least more than you thought, that people will reciprocate and want to hang out. Be a good person, man. Be someone that people want to be around, Be someone that people want to be around. Add value, Make yourself valuable to people. And with that, really set the precedent of that reciprocal nature of the relationship, of giving and caring that fosters within them a spirit to want to give and care as well, Not every relationship's going to be perfect, but you got to reach out, man. Get over yourself. Initiate. Friendship takes initiation. It takes a lot of initiation. And it takes you getting over yourself and recognizing that. Now, I did forget today's special game, as we all know, Splickety Lit. All right, we got to play a little Splickety Lit, whether you like it or not. Today's Splickety Lit comes in as this. Okay, you should already know the rules by now, but if you want to, if I'm going to spell out the rules, okay, the question changes the letters of the first and second word of the thing it's describing. And the answer is 2 words, and it swaps the letters, the first letter of each. So the question, if the answer is race car, that's 1 word. I don't really give a shit. If the answer is race car, it would be case rar. Try to follow along. So we're going to ask this for audio listeners as well, so you can enjoy this. Our little splickety lit for the day is this. This funny man directed such classics as Slazing Battles and Fung Yankenstein. Let me say it again. This funny man directed such classics as Slazing Battles and Fung Yankenstein. Tick tock, waiting for the rainbow drop. Okay, do you have an answer? Don't give a shit. It's Brel Mooks. Do you get it? Brel Mooks. Meaning Mel Brooks. Classics, Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein. The answer is Mel Brooks. How about that? That's Splickety Lit for the day. Who gives a shit? I hate trivia. I don't know why I'm playing Splickety Lit. I can't stand trivia. I'm horrible at trivia. I'm horrible at it. And it makes me, actually, I don't really care. I have more important stuff to do in my life. I'm going to have to get a different game than Splickety Lit. I don't like trivia. Not a fan, Jan. So, guys, that's this video. Go out there and try to make some friends, man. Get over yourself. Take initiative. Everybody is in this big, wide world feeling alone. And when you reach out, more than often, the idea of belonging somewhere is going to be welcome. Keep pushing. Even if you haven't found your community yet, keep going, baby. You got to reach out. Take initiative. Okay, that's all I got to say. Bye-bye.